So a couple of weeks ago, I was coaching a leader who's considering making a pretty significant change in her career, going to a completely different industry than she's ever gone to before. And she's asking, how do I know if it's the right decision or not? And the advice I gave her is some of my favorite advice from this book, Decisive by Chip and Dan Heath, a great book on making effective decisions. And the idea is to take an ooch. If you've never heard of an ooch, it's kind of a southern expression, but it means to like kind of inch along, to take a little bit of a baby step. And what does that mean, in this particular situation? Well, an ooch is, for this person, is she's considering a career in real estate, has no background in real estate at all. And so her first step, she was thinking, is I'm going to sign up for these classes, pay thousands of dollars and hopefully get my real estate license. When honestly, that's way too big of a step for your first step. Think back to when you were in college. You took an unpaid internship, to learn a new field or to get experience in an area to see if you might like it and to see if you might be good at it. You invested what seemed like a lot of time, but in the grand scheme was not a ton of time and money to kind of inch your way or ooch your way into that decision. And so the same thing applies to us now as full-time professionals, people who are considering career changes or other things like that. How can you take a small ooch? And so my advice to this person is, hey, instead of paying thousands of dollars for these classes and not knowing if you'll like it, can you shadow a real estate agent for a day? Can you interview a couple agents and see what their day is actually like? Can you drop in on a class for free without paying for the whole thing and again just see if the content is interesting to you? If the answer to all those is yes and all the signs are yes, then great, move forward with the class. But before you drop several $1,000s, before you quit your job, before you move across the country, whatever, how can you take a little bit of an ooch, a taste test to see, is this the right thing for me? Even if it costs you a little bit of money, even if it costs you some time, if it's going to save you a tremendous amount of time or heartbreak or whatever on the back end, it's so worth it. So my challenge for you today is, as you're thinking about a big change you're trying to make in your life, a big change you're considering, how can you take an ooch? How can you test drive the car before you just buy it sight unseen? How can you shadow someone on the job before you change careers? If you do that, you'll make wiser decisions, you'll mitigate your risk a bit more, and you'll have more confidence in the decision that you ultimately make.